and bank managers. Horrible Histories proudly presents the most devilish, the most awful, the most monstrous king in all of English history, King Henry VIII!
I've been King of England since 1509. I had to marry my brother's girlfriend, Catherine, when he died, and she's much older than me. We have a daughter, Mary.
Hello!
But I want a son.
Oh, Daddy!
I also want a new wife. If only I could meet a woman I fancied. I say, ding dong! Who are you?
I'm Anne Boleyn. I'm the sister of one of your ladies in waiting.
I am madly in love with you, and marry me.
Oh, but you're already married to Catherine.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll get a divorce. Let me place this ring on your finger.
Oh, which finger?
You have a witch finger? Ah, so you do. That is because you are so bewitching.
Oh, he is fat and ugly, and his breath smells like an archer's armpit.
Your answer?
No.
Then let us be wed next... What? You turned me down?
Flat.
Why?
Should I tell him it's because he's fat and ugly and as putrid as puke pie?
Yes!
Well, should I?
Yes!
No, I think not. Because you have to woo.
Woo who?
Don't cry. Woo me, you lardy lump.
How do you woo?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you very much. And how are you?
No. How do you woo?
Oh, you could write me a love song.
I'll get my lute.
It is said that Henry VIII wrote the famous song Greensleeves to win over my heart.
I'm having trouble with the words. Anyone any ideas? Oh, I know. She loves you. Yeah. That's rubbish. I know. I'll sing about her clothes. I will not sing about your eyes flickers. Instead, I'll sing about your green knickers.
Henry!
You turned me down and it makes me grieve to see your nose wiped on your sleeve.
Henry!
I've got to find it. You look as though you are dressed for fun.
Stop it.
So will you let me pinch your bum? The truth is, Greensleeves was written in an Italian style and didn't arrive in England till 20 years after I was dead, so I probably didn't write it. So, will you marry me?
Should I tell him he's fat and ugly and as stinking as a 6-month-old sausage?
Yes!
No, I think not. Of course I will marry you.
Boom!
Well, he will make me queen, and I will live at Hampton Court Palace.
A feast, a feast! We must have a ball to celebrate! Not that kind of ball, a ball with music and dance. To celebrate a royal wedding.
Yes, I'm not laughing.
Music, maestro! Please! I carry some weight. You am the king. Technically.
And I believe you're married to the suit that makes the sweet bums in a bedroom.
I see you looking at them other guys. Say, no, baby, that ain't wise.
What do you mean? I'm your queen, chicken
wasn't as much fun as I thought it was going to be. She didn't give me the son I wanted, just another daughter, Elizabeth.
Daddy!
I think I need to rewrite my song. Oh, Annie!
What? You Titanic toffee too?
A clean sweep, and she'll be gone.
Henry?
A clean sweep, and she's out of sight.
No,
A
David, you don't
clean
need...
sweep,
What?
and she'll be gone.
No, you can't kill me!
And her blood will stain red her old green sleeves. Executioner, take her to the Tower of London.
Henry ordered me to be executed at the Tower of London. But instead of sending me to the block, he brought in an expert, a special French swordsman.
And made her final speech.
Masters, I hereby humbly submit me to the law, the king, the best and gentlest prince there is, and long to reign over you.
The swordsman was very kind. Before Anne came into the room, he hid the sword under some straw so she wouldn't see it. Then Anne knelt and she prayed.
God have mercy on my soul!
The swordsman did another kind thing. He called across the room, "Back me my sword!" Anne turned her head to where she thought the sword was coming from. As she did so, he picked up the sword from under the straw and took off her head with one stroke. They say, when he lifted up her head, her lips were still moving.
You know, I hadn't realised just how horrible Henry VIII was.
Well, you could say he was a horrid Henry.
Well, I think he was a very mean man.
Well, I did warn you.
Henry VIII was a big fat man, and loved to stuff his face from the frying pan.
Maybe if he'd been a little bit littler, he wouldn't have ended up like Adolf Hitler.
You can't say that!
Oh, lie again!
Catherine of Aragon was his first wife, gave the poor woman a load of strife.
Cass didn't give him a bouncing boy, he invented divorce as a cunning ploy.
Next Henry married Anne Boleyn. Anne was a lively lass and she did sin.
She went to her death with a swish of the sword. The women in his life were never bored.
Henry VIII was a big fat man, and loved to stuff his face from the frying pan.
If he'd stayed away from the cakes and buns,
Ooh, buns! I love buns!
he'd not have been as mean as a two-hour hun. If he'd stayed away from the sweetie jar, he'd have more brides than Dracula.
You can't say that!
Oh,
Next Henry married Jane Seymour. She was the one that he adored.
She gave him a son and she dropped down dead. He didn't have a lot of luck, it must be said.
Anne of Cleves, she was his wolf. When Henry saw her face, he said,
She's a horse, gave poor Anne a swift divorce, which was a little Annie's fault of course.
Henry VIII was a big fat man,
I love to study his face
from the frying pan.
if he stayed away from the beer and wine.
Wine?
Fine. He'd not have been as bad as Frankenstein.
Catherine Howard was number 5. An axe through her neck, she did not survive. Catherine found 6, a lucky number. Lived to see that Henry 6 feet under.
Henry VIII was a big fat man.
I love to stuff his face on the frying pan.
If he stayed away from the custard and kippers, he'd not have been as vile as Jack the Ripper.
Henry VIII was a big fat man. I love to stuff his face on the frying pan.
If he'd eaten less than just a thing, he'd still have been a really
Awful king.
will help. Horrible Histories proudly presents the wives of Henry VIII. Catherine of Aragon.
Oh, divorced.
Anne Boleyn.
Oh, beheaded.
James Seymour.
Died.
Catherine Anne of Cleves.
Divorced.
Catherine Howard.
Beheaded.
Catherine Parr.
Survived.
See, it's almost easy to remember Henry's wives. You just need 6 words.
Yet you can count them on one hand. Oh, and that, don't forget the actions. Divorced, we point down at our finger. Beheaded, we chop our head off. Died, we're lying in a coffin. Oh, dearie me. Divorced, we point down at our finger. Beheaded, we chop our head off. And then thumbs up, because we've survived.
And there's a tune that goes with his words. Is Trafalgar Square ready to join in with us?
Yes!
Okay, see if you can pick it up. You look like a bright lot. Here we go.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Come on, everybody.
Divorce, beheaded, died.
See if we go.
Divorce, beheaded, died. Divorce, beheaded, survived. All together now.
Divorce, beheaded, died. Divorce, beheaded, survived. Brilliant.
Divorce, beheaded, died.
Let me see you wiggle.
Divorce, beheaded, survived.
Yes, well, I have to say, Rex, everyone on this side was a lot better wiggling and a lot louder than everyone on that side.
This is the best silence ever assembled in the
Right, there's only one way to solve this, and that is by having a competition. So, I'm going to split you right down the middle, which is extremely painful for you. And everyone on this side, you're on my side!
I've got the best singers on my side!
Right, we're going to go first. We're going to show them how it's done, alright? And we're going to be really loud, okay? Here we go! Divorce, beheaded, died! Louder! Divorce, beheaded, died! I love it! Divorce, beheaded, died! Sing it, wiggle! Divorce, beheaded, died! Yes!
Divorce, beheaded, died. Divorce, beheaded,
I can't even hear the start of this line.
Divorce, beheaded, died. Divorce, beheaded, survived.
You know what?
What?
Although you were louder,
Very, yes.
I think mine were better at wiggling, so it's a draw!
Let's sing it all together, Trafalgar Square. Let's make them hear us. Here we go.
Divorce, beheaded, died! Divorce, beheaded, survived!
One more time.
Divorce,